Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie. In this video I'm going to be doing another pick from my kit, which is where I go on over to my makeup collection and grab a load of products that I've not used in a while. This is the look that we created today. I did have two first impressions in this, the MAC Flamboyant palette and the Revlon primer, because I got these recently but I couldn't fit them into any first impressions videos, so I thought I'd just throw them in my pick from my kit. Everything else is just random stuff from my makeup drawers though. So I'm now going to go and hop on over to said makeup drawers and choose the makeup for this look here. Okay, so I've said in previous videos I've uploaded that I was going to use these two products in my next pick from my kit. So this is the Revlon Rose Glow Illuminating and Hydrating Primer. I got this as a freebie with my Superdrug order that was in my January's first impressions, but I had like two other primers so I couldn't use this one in that video. But I am actually quite intrigued by this. I mean, I do like hydrating illuminating primers, so I feel like I might quite like this actually. And then I also said in my new year get ready with me that I was going to use the MAC Flamboyant eyeshadow palette, which I got as a Christmas present for my sister. I have used it once, but I was doing my makeup in a rush. I think this was on New Year's Eve actually. So I sort of did like an eyeshadow look, but it was really quick. I wasn't actually paying any attention to what I was doing, so I didn't really get a good sort of feel of the palette. I just was like throwing on shades. So this is my first time like properly using it, where I can actually sort of look at the quality under a bit more of a microscope. But this is the colour scheme. It is just like a load of sort of warm neutral shades. You've got like a white shimmer, you've got some like deeper metallic shimmers, so I'm actually quite excited to get some sort of warm glam look with this. So that'll be our eyeshadow palette. I'm just going to pick my foundation now. Basically, these are the only foundations that I have left to review for my foundation series. So everything else in my drawers I've sort of tried recently. So I figured I should just pick my foundation from these. I'm not going to use the MAC one because I have actually been using that just in my own time recently. I absolutely love the MAC foundation. Again, I've used the NYX Control Drop in a pick from my kit already, but it's not been reviewed for my series yet. Might use the Max Factor one. Don't really want to use the Primark My Perfect Cover one. Don't really want to use the two Revolution ones, the foundation drops and the stick. Maybe the IT Cosmetics, maybe the Urban Decay All Nighter. There's barely anything in this, it's so old now. So basically it's between the Urban Decay, IT Cosmetics or Max Factor. Which one should I go for? I think I should just do an old fashioned Ip Dip Do here. That's what I'm going to do. Ip Dip Do. Mum's on the loo. Dad goes crazy. Out goes you. Okay, we're using the Urban Decay All Nighter. This is probably about 3 years old, maybe a bit more than that. But as you can see, it's like almost gone. I did really like this when I used it, but for some reason I just stopped using it when it got to this point. I have absolutely no idea why. So I don't know if it's maybe a bit expired, but I guess we'll find out today. I think the shade's good. It's 0.5. However, I definitely remember that it oxidized quite a bit, so I might just throw in some white mixer with it just in case. Okay, so let's actually go to our makeup drawers like I would normally in my pick from my kits. Right, so I've got a bunch of concealers here. Now, what should I go for? See, I have got loads of color correctors here, but I see I might use a yellow one because I don't really want to use a green one. Although I've said that and I've just recently plucked my eyebrows, like just literally before I started filming this, so my skin has got a bit red, so I'm thinking maybe I should use a green colour corrector. I might go old school and just use these two. I used to be obsessed with the yellow colour corrector from Lasting Perfection. Yeah, I might just use the yellow and the green because I definitely have got some bags today, and then I'll use the green just kind of the areas where I've plucked and my face has gone a bit red. It's making me think for my skin tone concealer, should I just use the Lasting Perfection as well, because again it's been a very long time since I've used this. See, the Urban Decay All Night is quite full coverage, so we don't really need all of that, but you know, we're just going for it. Okay, so we need some powder now. I've got all of my pressed ones in here and all of my loose ones up here. So what do we want? I don't really want to use any of these loose ones, so I think we'll go for something pressed. I've not used this NYX powder foundation in a while. It's a can't stay matte but not flat powder foundation. I think it might have been a little bit too dark, but again, because it's a powder foundation, it's probably going to have a bit of coverage, so I'm worried about caking because we've already got quite a lot of coverage with those foundations and concealers. I've got the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Powder, which again I think it is like a tiny bit too dark for me, but maybe I can use it in the outer parts of my face. So I have got the powder foundation, which obviously I wouldn't use because it would be too cakey, but this one I think is a bit more lightweight. Should I use that?
Maybe, I don't know. Might use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder because I'd never seem to reach this. I feel like there's probably a reason for it, but I would quite like to find out what that reason is. We may ruin our makeup by doing it, but I'm going to go with this Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. Obviously, as you can see, it's literally just white. It's a translucent one. So I'm going to use this, I think, to set my face. Okay, so let's pick some cheek products from the bronzer and blush drawer. I think I'll use the Nip and Fab contouring stick because I've only actually got 2 contouring sticks and I've already used the collection one. I'll use the Nip and Fab in my next pick from my kit. I used to be a really big fan of this Sleek. It's the Face Film Contouring and Blush Palette, but it's in the shade Medium, and I used to love this shade in the middle. It's like a glowy bronzer. I was obsessed with it. So you know what? Let's revisit this one. I would quite like to pick out a blush, but which one? I remember really liking this Bourjois blush actually. I think I bought it last year at some point in 2019. It's the shade 03 Brun Curve Copper Brown. It's sort of like reddy toned blush. I remember really liking this actually, so I'm going to use that one. Okay, now I need to pick out a highlighter. Oh my god, I really want to use this. The Revolution Goddess of Love. This is such a classic. This is probably one of the most earlier highlighters in my collection, and this is gorgeous. It's like a pinky toned pale shade. It's absolutely beautiful. I remember loving this, and again, it's been a very long time since I've used it. I'm definitely using this. I need it now that I've seen it. Okay, so let's pick out some brow products. Wouldn't mind revisiting this Zoeva brow gel because I literally have no recollection of how this performs. This is the Zoeva Graphic Brow Fix in the shade Bista. Have I used a brow pencil in a pick from my kit? I keep a log of all the products that I've already used and picked from my kits. According to that, I haven't used a micro brow pencil from Zoeva, so should I just go for a full Zoeva brow combo? I think we should. We use a graphic brow micro brow pencil, also in Bista. So yeah, we'll just do a Zoeva brow combination. While I'm here, mascaras again. I need to do a massive declutter of these. So many of these are dried up. Honestly, there's not really a lot in here that I want to use. Should I try Kiko? Because I bought this like last year, so I assume it probably still has some moisture in it, but I didn't reach for it a lot because this one, as well as the 2 Essence ones I have, which. So I've got the false lash one, and then I've got the Lash Princess one, the one with the purple writing. I know people rave about Essence mascaras, and I thought they were good, but it's just I found them really smudgy and like they transferred a lot, and that's a real pet peeve of mine in mascaras. So that's kind of like why I haven't really reached for these 3 very much, because they've just really smudged. Why do I have my L'Oreal Telescopic still? That's got to be dead by now. I'm going to just use the Kiko one because I've really not got a lot of options here. I don't really like this that much. So these are all of my Kohl eyeliners, so I'm just going to look at my list and see what I've already used. Okay, so I've taken out anything that I've either used recently in first impressions over the last, like, I don't know, half a year or so, or I've already used it in my pick from my kit. So this is what we're left with, and it's actually quite a lot to choose from. Quite like to revisit this Kiko one, quite like to revisit this Giordano one. Oh my god, there's literally loads in here. I quite like to use this Barry M one, this CYO one, Lottie London. I'm gonna go for the good old Barry M Bold Waterproof Eyeliner in black, for no reason whatsoever, because there's loads I could pick from here. So for my liquid liners, again, I've just taken out everything that I've either used from a pick from my kit or recently on my channel, and we've only got 2 left, and that is the Ciate Chisel eyeliner and the Ico That's Where I Draw the Line eyeliner. It's a bit smaller than a full size one. I don't even know if I actually want a liquid liner, but I'm just going to pick one out anyway. Look away and pick one. Let's go for the Ciate Chisel eyeliner. Which means next time we definitely got to use the Ico one, and then we've used all of the liquid liners. That just leaves lip products. Please excuse the dust over these. I'm going to have to do a declutter, a reorganisation soon. It's got to happen soon. It just has to. I'm getting stressed out every time I do these videos and see all of this and all of this dust. I'm thinking maybe like something warm tones to go over the eyeshadow, but then I don't want to just go for a nude like I have been a lot. So I'm conflicted. Maybe I should use this Deuce one. This is the Luscious Lip Stain, because again, as you can see, it's very orangey warm. Also very dusty. This New Look one also sort of fits that category, but obviously it's New Look, so it will be discontinued. I think this has got more of a glossy finish as well. This Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvet, they used to give this out as a freebie like every time you bought Bourjois. It was hilarious. I got so many of them, but I do actually think that shade could work. I'm just going to have to pick from one of these three. And I'm thinking maybe I'm going to go for the bourgeois one, just because I've heard that bourgeois is being discontinued. So I feel like I should do this as a tribute to bourgeois. So emotional. Oh my god. Right, we're going to do the bourgeois. There's just sort of like a... I know I said like, hey, let's do something warm a minute ago, but I guess we're going to go for a more pinky thing. Does pink count as warm? I have no idea. I don't know about colour theory. I'm going to use this Beauty UK Pucker Up Twist Lip Liner because it's kind of pinky. It might match, it might not. But I just feel like using one that's number 2. Mauve. Mauve Moire. That's stupid. Okay. Okay, so this is the final selection of products. We've got Revlon Rose Glow Primer. We've got the yellow and the green Lasting Perfection from Collection Colour Correctors. Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation. The just regular skin tone Lasting Perfection Concealer. This is Extra Fair, the shade. Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Pressed Powder. The Sleek Face Form Contour Kit in medium. Bourgeois Blusher in Copper Brown. The Revolution Goddess of Love Triple Baked Highlighter. Zoeva Graphic Brow Fix Gel, and then the Zoeva Graphic Brow Fix Micro Brow Pencil, Barry M Waterproof Eyeliner, Ciate Chisel Liquid Eyeliner, the Kiko Standout Volume Buildable Mascara, MAC Flamboyant Eyeshadow Palette, Beauty UK Twist Lip Liner, and the Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvet Liquid Lipstick in the shade 07. So let's make a look. I just wanted to let you know that the Lidl Paracetamol Plus with paracetamol and caffeine is the best paracetamol ever, and you should get this. So I'm going to start by using the Lasting Perfection Colour Corrector, the lemon one is what it's called, and I'm going to use that to prime my eyes because, well, it's yellow, and yellow corrects purple, as we know. And what are my eyelids full of? Purple veins. And obviously this has like concealer level coverage. It's basically just the same formula as the original Lasting Perfection, like the skin tone concealers. It's obviously just yellow. I used to use this all the time under my foundation. Like I wouldn't use any other concealer, I'd just use this under foundation and then put the foundation on. And then that would be my base routine. And I did that for a while. And I actually really liked it. But I feel like just kind of grew out of it. And obviously you're not necessarily meant to use yellow colour corrector over your whole face, just for purple areas, but I would literally just use it everywhere. So I'm going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder to set that concealer down on my eyelid. Okay, so I'm going to do one eyeshadow look off camera of the MAC palette. We'll repeat it on the other eye on camera, so I'll be back with one eye done. Okay, we're back with one eye done. I feel like sometimes when I do eyeshadow, I just like meh until I've done the rest of my makeup, then it sort of comes together. So let's repeat what we've done. Just off the bat, really impressed with how this palette has performed. So the shade that I started with is this sort of orangey shade here. Most of this palette is matte, so there's like about there's 5 shimmers in total and the rest of it is matte, and that's just going above the crease. Then I'm using this dark maroony shade up here, and that's going underneath the orange. Then I use the one under that, which is just more of a straight up dark brown colour. And I'm just putting a bit of that in the outer third. Then I am using the white shimmery shade up here, and I'm just putting some of that under the brow bone. Now I'm using the Lasting Perfection Concealer in Extra Fair, and I'm going to do a cut crease with this. Next I'm using this dark metallic shade, sort of browny coppery colour, and I'm putting that in the outer part where I've cut that crease. Then I'm using the red shimmery shade here,
and that's going in the middle part. And I'm using the white shimmer shade again. That's going in the inner third. Okay, so that's the eyeshadow done. So now I'm going to use the Ciate Chisel eyeliner, which, yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of this. I just find it a bit difficult to use because it's got such a strange angle to it. The pigmentation is pretty good and it's still moist. Still got a lot of moisture in it despite it being quite old in my collection, but I just don't like the shape of it. I just find it difficult, but I mean, we managed something on the other eye. Guarantee you I won't be able to repeat it. I did an absolutely atrocious job of that wing liner. Just can't get the knack of using that. I feel like if I keep fucking around with it, it's just gonna get worse and worse. So next I used the Barry M waterproof eyeliner pencil in top and bottom waterlines, and yeah, this is fine. I would like it to be a little bit creamier. It's a bit drier than some kohl liners I've used, but it's got good pigmentation. So now I'm going in with the Kiko Standout Volume Buildable Mascara, and I mean, I'm just not the biggest fan of this. First of all, I don't like the wand because it's like so many different shapes, and it's just, I feel like the second you kind of brush your lashes into the right place in one part of your lash bed, then you go to another bit and then it just messes up the other bit. Basically, I just find it hard to get an even sort of lash look with it. But I'm gonna nonetheless do this side. So let's move on to the base now. So I'm going to start off with the Revlon Rose Glow Hydrating Primer Rose Quartz. It's really weird because I can see lots of little like bumps in it. Okay, let's drop some of this around my face. It's got these little weird balls in it. It's so strange. Okay, well that is incredibly hydrating, incredibly moisturising. That's gotta have some skincare benefits because my face just feels immensely hydrated. It has an amazing smell. The only weird thing I'm not sure about is the little balls in it. Like, there's just kind of balls all over my face. I don't know how I feel about the balls, really. Okay, so I've let that sink in for a little while. So I'm going to do some colour correcting now. So I'm going to use the yellow Lemon is actually what it's called, Lasting Perfection Concealer, and I just want that under my eyes because it's just my eyelids, just my under eyes, my eyelids that need yellow colour corrector. The old me would have put it bloody everywhere. Okay, so for the green colour corrector, I'm just going to put a bit of this up here and around my brows, just from where I've plucked them a little bit. There's just a little bit of redness there. I'm going to put a bit on my nose, because that's always red. And then just around my mouth where I've got like blemish scars, and my chin. Okay, so we're going to use the Urban Decay. I really hope this isn't like really separated and horrible because it's been in my collection for a very long time. Seems fine. The colour's quite pale, but it did used to oxidize a lot. I remember, I would say the undertone looks a bit more neutral, maybe a little bit pink, which is not what I want. And I know that this foundation is like full coverage, so colour correcting wasn't really necessary, but I just wanted to try some products. Okay, we've definitely got some coverage going on in this face now, that's for sure. I mean, I don't really need any more coverage, but we've got it out, so I'm just going to put a little bit of the Lasting Perfection just on my nose, tiny bit under my eye. That looks really dark compared to the foundation. And just around here. Now this could potentially ruin everything, but we're going to use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder to set all of that down. My powder brush is a bit of a mess right now, so I'm going to go clean that before I do anything. There we go, just giving that a nice wash and blow dry. Yeah, I feel like I'm just expecting this powder to make it look horrible, because I mean there's already a lot of product on, so I just feel like it's going to cake the hell up. But I'm going to just pat out my creases and set my entire face with it. Okay, well it's mattified. Doesn't look awful. I'd need to try that again with like less kind of products on underneath, but it's not the worst. But it's definitely not giving me like a flawless finish or anything, but it doesn't look terrible, so that's something. Okay, so we're going to move on to our cheek products. So going into the Sleek Face Form contouring and blush palette in medium. It's just like one of the first sort of contouring products I bought, and obviously I had no idea what I was doing because I bought the medium shade when I'm like a ghost. And I don't even know what happened to this. Obviously something happened and it's gone. But eventually I figured out that this shade works really nice as a bronzer on my skin tone. And it's got like a bit of shimmer to it. I think it is sort of meant, it's obviously meant as like a highlight for medium to deep skin tones. I seem to remember it working really well as a bronzer, so hopefully that is the case. Generally speaking, I tend to go for more matte bronzers, but it'd be nice to revisit this. Yeah, that's fine. I don't like it as much as I used to. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the Goddess of Love highlighter, which looks like this. An old favourite that I've not used in a while, so I'm gonna pop this on all over. Yes. Wow, I love that highlighter. Now I'm gonna throw on some of this Bourjois blush. Again, as I said, I think Bourjois is being discontinued. So again, this is another tribute. So I'm just popping a bit of that on my cheeks. I'm not sure if this was the best blush for it. Okay, so we're going to do the eyebrows now. So I've got the Zoeva Graphic Brow Fix. The one does quite thin, but it's just a bit long, and yeah, it seems like it's got quite a bit of excess on it, so I'm going to have to tap that off. It's quite like a rich chocolatey brown colour. Should work fine. I do prefer something a little bit more cool toned, but it's not warm or anything, it's just more sort of a neutral sort of tone to it. There's definitely a lot of excess. Not the biggest fan of that. I wiped off what I could, and I'm just going to brush this through my brows. That ain't actually half bad. I quite like what that's done to my brows. I just really wish it didn't have as much excess, and I just wish the one was a little bit smaller, but I actually like the effect of that on the brows. So now I'm going to use the Zoeva Graphic Brow pencil, which is also in Vista, and I'm just going to fill in any gaps. Not hating those eyebrows at all, they are absolutely fine. So let's finish off the eyes. So I'm going to put the Goddess of Love highlighter on the inner corner, maybe a bit under my brow bone. Okay, so on the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in with the orange shade in the MAC palette and just shove some of that under here. Using the dark maroon again, put on that close to the lash line. Then using the dark brown again. Okay, so I'm going to put some of the Kiko mascara on my bottom lashes. Okay, so we're going to use the Beauty UK lip liner. Moi Moi. Quite a light pink shade, so it might be a bit lighter than the Bourjois product, but it's of a similar vein, so it will do. Okay, and now we're going in with the Bourjois Rouge Edition Velvet in 07. Alright, all done, so I'm just going to fix my hair and I'll be back. Okay, so this is the finished makeup look. So I really enjoyed the eyeshadow palette. I was really happy with how that performed, the pigmentation, the blendability. I thought it was great. Not sure about the mascara, not sure about the liquid eyeliner. The Barry M one in the waterline was fine, really. I just wish it was a little bit creamier. I like the brow. I like how the brows turned out. I quite like both of those. Quite like both those products. Love the highlighter, love the blush, just love the tone of that blush. Not so sure about the sleek bronzer, but I don't know. Foundation has got really great coverage, the colour correctors are really good. Not sure about powder, don't hate it, I feel like it looks fine. We need to try that out again with different products. The lips are okay, they're still actually a bit moist. I know this is a liquid lipstick, but I think because I put a load of balm on underneath, it's still sort of moist, which is fine because I don't really want dry lips right now anyway. Yeah, so I've had some fun today trying out some products from my makeup collection, as well as a few first impressions, the MAC palette and the Revlon primer, which I quite liked. So I'm going to try and do pick from my kits like at least one a month because I really enjoy doing them, although I am going to do a declutter, so I don't know how that's going to affect pick from my kits, but we'll see about that. But that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.